Well, I'm excited that we're kicking off this finale of Coffee and Consistency. It's awesome to see everyone's faces, and I'm loving the chat. You guys, we are tuning in from all over. And honestly, there's no better way to kick off a Saturday morning than with all of you guys. I'd love to jump in. So if you haven't put in the chat yet where you're tuning in from, whether you're on the road, traveling, or at home, put that in there. And then let's hear a little bit this morning from you guys. What has changed over this last few weeks as we've been doing the Coffee and Consistency, and what have you learned, and what's going really well? I think Abby had her hand up. I'm pretty sure I saw that hand up there. I'd love to hear just jump in and let's just kick it off this morning with a little bit of celebration. And
Great. Hey guys, I'm Abby Cook. I'm in Albion, Illinois, a town of 2,000 people in southeastern Illinois. And Kelly and I were talking today about growing a business in a rural area. And we're having a little bit of luck right now. And we were discussing some of the reasons we thought we were having some good luck. And I think mainly the thing that comes to my mind is not to pre-qualify humans. Let's all just remember we're equals. We don't know what's going on, with anyone else. And I think that about the time we pre-qualify someone and say, oh, I don't think they're the kind of person that would do this, so they have the type of money that could do this, I think we've just shut them off from something good. We've shut us off from something good, and we haven't respected their humanity, really. So I think we need to not pre-qualify people. Also, when we're out there in the community, we're all very visible in small towns. If we're in a business, we see each other all the time. And I think it's important to just treat everyone with respect, treat everyone really friendly. And I think if people know that you care about them, they're going to care about your opinions on things. I've been in people's faces for a long time because I'm a chef and a restaurant operator. So I think people want to know that I think the food is good. And so I think basically just that treat everyone with respect, and also give structure. The structure of the program, I think, is pretty huge, because we don't always have we don't know what to eat sometimes to lose weight. I run a restaurant. We serve tons of healthy stuff, and you know what? People come in there, they know they should be getting a salad, but they don't. So I think if we push the program, the wonderful structure and the wonderful education of the program, I think that applies to any place we are in the world, not just an urban area or a rural area, but everywhere. So thanks.
I love that, Abby. So could I just say, please don't pre-qualify humans.
Yeah.
That is just so, seriously. Kelly,
I was going to say, working with Abby has been great, because literally I know where she comes from. I come from the big town away from her that's all of 20,000 people. And that's where we're also seeing a lot of people have great success. And what we really do forget is that everybody needs this. People are looking for what we have to offer. And when we have those relationships, we're authentic. Abby's so credible because of being in the community. Her and her husband are in there, that, we can share this and help people understand they do want to get healthy. They don't have the tools. And so it's just really fun to understand what we have to give and share, and not be afraid to share it and let it fall on all ears, because we don't know who is really listening and needs something that we don't even realize. I'm a different kind of person. People never would have thought I needed this program, and I did desperately. So, you've got a rural aspect to where an urban aspect, has their different qualities, but we have something for everybody. And when we just lay that out and enjoy getting to know the people around us, you just can't help but succeed, because people enjoy that you're sharing it. So I just am thrilled for Abby, and we love that the rural people are getting healthy.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, well done. Let's pop in. I don't know if anyone can really top that. So I love just the open sharing at the very beginning of the call. So I'm share my screen and let's get started today. Let's see, your people are still waking up. Everyone got their coffee with them?
Bring your milkshake.
All righty. Like I said, I got the special tea edition with extra honey. Allergies are bad here in the Northwest, so that explains my raspy voice. Plus, you guys keeping me busy. I was on calls all day yesterday, voice or no voice. So first, I want to say Welcome, everyone. This is our finale of Copy and Consistency series. This whole thing was about building and supporting clients like a pro. Basically, it's kind of like how to run high frontline volume, which basically means you're making a good income, you're supporting clients really well. And we had all of our pros teach it. And I'm looking back over the last few weeks, it's been so fun to look at what we covered. So, one, we've either accomplished a full month, which congratulations for being consistent. That's why we call it Copy and Consistency, because literally the number one thing you can do is be consistent. That's really the best thing, and the thing that matters most over time is, can people trust you? Is this something that you're going to be doing? Do you have stay power in this? And, do your things add up over time? So I was actually very glad to see that we basically maintain the same amount of people every single week on this call, which was pretty cool to see. So congrats to all the coaches that tuned in. Congrats to all your coaches that saw growth in your business or saw growth in your action steps and the planting of seeds. But also welcome to all the new coaches. We have so many coaches that actually literally weren't coaches. Like Abby, you weren't a coach last month when we started this. So cool, new manager, Abby. But it's just so cool. So welcome all the new coaches. You may have caught some of our last trainings. They're good for everyone. But this has been a series of like all the things to do, to layering on people, to authentically showing up, to follow up, to how do you share on a call, like Allison, don't be weird, y'all, like don't be weird, like how to basically support them well. Tim and Kelly covered supporting them really well the first month, and all the integration pieces and all the things that make a big difference. For us, and all the way into strong support last week. So what we're going to cover this week is what the pros do, which is setting up your month. And Dawn's going to go over the map. It was going to be Lori who did it, but man, we're kind of like dropping like flies this week. I have no voice. Ashley has no voice. I think she's going to try to still speak on the binders. She's trying to put tea down her throat right now. But Lori got the flu. So anyways, you're just going to hear from Dawn and I today a lot. So but that's what we're going to come over. But before we jump in, I want to congratulate you guys. May was a record month on a lot of different notes. But I want to congratulate, one, all of our big thinkers. It's the far left-hand corner, everyone that's running over 10,000 frontline volume. We have new integrated nationals, Christy and Billy, qualified 3 months in a row. Congratulations. New fully integrated business coach, regional directors, Dan and Jill, 3 months in a row. New executive directors, Tracy and Angela. And we had a whole bunch of new associate directors, new managers, and our senior coaches. So like, give everyone a big round of applause, blow up the chat, and especially to those new senior coaches and managers. Some of you skipped right over to manager. Helping your first 5 people is what this is all about. I get on senior coach celebration calls with people. It's what we do when people hit that first step. They're like, oh yeah, it's so great. It's just the first step, and I guess it's kind of cool. Nah, you've helped 5 people. You've literally hit the ground running and did what it takes to grow a business. Because once you know how to help 5 people, you can help endless amounts of people. And it's just, Dawn, you and I have been chatting recently. People are going to ask us, how have you been able to touch this many lives? Literally, just 5 people at a time. Just like 5 people at a time. That's how you do this. So congrats to all of our new ranks. But more importantly, we had a lot of people that grew solidly 1 to 2 points, because you can't always hit a new rank. So with that, we wanted to kind of start off the day by having a few people just kind of share that hit new ranks or hit some new levels, because there's so many voices we can bring in. We've been having our high frontline volume runners that lead from the front train. We want to hear some people that are on their way there. So actually wanted to bring on first Tracy, new executive director. Tracy, can you pop on and share some tips with us today? I got your back real quick. Hold on.
Good. Okay.
They see teamwork here. Tracy, congratulations. New executive director. You've been beyond consistent in this whole process. I see your name on the trainings every single week. Lori and Janet and Shireen always talk about how amazing you are. Tell people a little about yourself and just like some things that like really helped you make that jump this last month and grow to executive director.
All righty. Well, thank you so much, first of all, for inviting me to share. I feel honored and totally humbled. And it's really been a journey. And, you know, when we hear about our journey, I kind of want to always jump to where I was even before program. But in talking it over, it's like, it's the same thing, because wherever I go, there I am, right? And so I have always been a very black and white person. And so, you know, before program, if I was dieting and I messed up, then that was it and life was over. It's so easy to be consistent, even if you do have a little slip up here and there, that I could get right back on. And then with coaching, it was the same thing. It's like, you know, I love that analogy of the squiggly line. Like black and white is I'm here and I need to go there. And then that squiggly line, you know, is gray. And I have never been a gray area person, ever. In fact, I would have to ask people, what's the gray spot in this situation? Because I'm going one way or the other. So for coaching, it's been how to make that line not so squiggly, you know, just kind of even it out. And that would be the consistency. So the big clarity came for me after boot camp, when things just started to like come together. Oh my gosh, like I think I can do this. Like it's not as hard as I'm making it, because it's black and white, all or nothing. So I was realizing that I had to work smarter, not harder. So, you know, in coffee and consistency, and just constantly hearing, being on calls, being in mastermind, being, you know, talking with my coaches, that it's all those trainings would seep in and start to help me, you know, it just the unveiling, if you will. And I love this, that the small incremental steps in the right direction are what make the difference. So again, it's not that black and white for me. It's what can I do today? What's that one thing? Or I think a big thing was just living the program. You know, I mean, we say it all the time, living out loud, and was living it. And then as I heard through trainings and was applying it, that I could begin to hear segues in conversations that help me to work smarter, not harder. Because I'm working all day, every day, right? I mean, that's my life. If I'm doing the program and living it, then it just, with the clarity, more clarity came that empowerment. And then, like I have to say, for my coach, Wanda, who's done an amazing job this month, go Wanda, that, you know, it was the same thing. Two quick things. I love the saying, so above, so below. And John Maxwell says, everything rises and falls on leadership. So if I'm leading Wanda, so to speak, then my clarity is going to drip down to her, right? So Wanda and I went out to a nice lunch, and, you know, we had a good talk. And I'm not saying it was an easy talk. In fact, it was kind of a hard talk, but it was a clarity talk. And with that, Wanda began to, you know, take that conversation and move forward. So, like, you know, one thing I remember sharing with Wanda is, wherever you're at, take those conversations. If they're at zero, meaning she was kind of leaving them with no action step, go from 0 to 50 and say 50% would be, well, when can we have that chat? Would Tuesday work or Thursday work better? You know, just, you're doing the work anyway, so work smarter. And then our next step was go from 50 to 100. And what does 100 look like? Well, you want to empower them to be clear to make the choice to be on program. Because isn't that what we're doing? We're assisting others on their health journey. So it all became clear in time for me, because I was a little resistant, I admit, because of my black and white. But as I began to live in that gray area and realize what, you know, we were doing and how to apply it daily, it became clear. And then came the empowerment. Does that make sense? I just kind of said a lot.
You said a lot of great stuff there. I love that you brought back the squiggly line. I know that made Dawn and I happy, because it's like, man, if we could just help people make the squiggly line less squiggly, that's our goal for everyone here. So congratulations, Tracy. You can see with your passion, you learn to live in the gray. That's pretty amazing. And you said a few things there. Consistency and plugging in and letting it just seep in, which is, everyone can do that. And I was going to say something earlier, but I kind of got sidetracked. It happens to me sometimes. But if people just remain consistent and plugging in, you know, everyone here on this call, all 60 plus of us, and everyone that catches the recording, you guys desire to grow yourselves. You desire for more. You desire to bring on more for other people. So I'm just passionate to be around other people that want this And that's where sometimes where we learn the most. So we're just gonna spend a few more time just hearing from people like this. I want to hear more of, I want to hear more Tracy's talk. I want to hear more Abby's talk. So we're actually gonna move over to Danae. And so Danae was another one of those solid people that grew solidly from, mute you real quick, Tracy. I'll find it here in a second. Danae, you were one of the people that grew solidly last month, but you also had some life happen last month. So I was going to have you come on and share, because I was so impressed by the steps you continue to take in your story. And you're so good at all the steps. I mean, there was no wonder why you moved to executive director so quickly. You are your mom's daughter. But just sharing some stuff. If you could come on, just share some tips that helped you, even in a crazy season, that helped you stay on purpose, and just a little bit, some, kind of adding on to what Tracy said.
Definitely. So this last month, I only began coaching in January as official coach, but my coaching story really began 4.5 years ago, where I really introduced this program to my mom, because my husband and I had done Take Shape for Life together. And so while I am officially a coach for just a few months under my belt, I am so thankful, and I'm going to do my best to not get teary. But on May 10th, my son was attacked by a dog in my own home and lost over half of his cheek. And we were flown out of state. And so I immediately had this panic moment when we were sitting in the emergency room and we were told they were going to fly us out of state, and DJ looked at me and he goes, my husband's DJ, and he goes, don't worry, you team coach. And that was just such a comfort to me, because in the back of my mind, I thought, I have all of these relationships and these clients that I love on weekly. And so I'm so consistent. And that's one of the things where in January, when I did the boot camp, that, that structure, yes, we live in the black, we live in the gray, but the black and the white gives us that shade of gray. So when we take those two things, and those are our bookends for our business and to instill that health journey into our clients, when everything came pretty much crumbling at my feet, it was incredible to watch how those habits that I had for my business and also for my personal health journey were already in place. So as we talk today about beginning your month and setting up your map and your binder and being organized, I can't stress that enough. I love Excel spreadsheets. I love pivot tables. I love nice, clean lines. So for me, when I began this as a health coach, I really wanted to set myself up for success. And I didn't know what that would look like. And so I took these steps from boot camps and from Coffee and Consistency and put them into practice. And one of the things that for me, I watched come to fruition this month when I was in the hospital for a week with my son and navigating 2 surgeries and reconstruction, was that I set myself and my business up to a way where my clients knew what to expect of me, and that I set my month up to where I put the hard work in at the beginning. A lot of times things happen at the end of the month and clients naturally start pursuing more. I don't know what happens around between the 25th and the 30th or the 31st, but I feel like all of a sudden people realize that, oh my goodness, it's another month that I haven't done anything for my own health journey. And now I'm more available at the end of the month to be present for new clients, because I've kind of bookended my month to where the beginning has been checking in, getting my clients off to great starts and my coaches off to great starts, so that when it comes to the end of the month and I get those panicked new clients approaching me saying, oh my gosh, it's almost June and nothing's happened and I've been to the gym twice since January, I'm able to be present with them because of the way that I've structured my month from the beginning. So if I can give you one thing that I've learned, and that I hope that you can do even better than I have, is to really set yourself up for success. Put together your map, set down and really look at who has been placed on your heart to love on this month. What relationships have you been building? Who have you been walking alongside? And what do you have coming up this month as far as events? One of the things that I took away from one of our boot camps was that, sometimes those events or those parties, or maybe it's something that we want to add to our social calendar, but we're tired and we have X, Y, and Z that we think, maybe I should do these instead. Yes, pick the best yes for you. But at the same time, you never know if you're supposed to be there to love on someone else and to share health with someone else and just to stand at a party and listen to someone who's going to share their heart and their story with you so that you can be an amazing piece of hope in their journey. So set yourself up for success from the beginning of your month, and make sure that you're looking at your month ahead to that social calendar, and be really mindful of what you're going to go to with intentionality, to be present and to listen to people's stories, because they need you and I to walk alongside them toward an incredible future. So thanks so much for letting me share, Brad.
No, thank you so much. I mean, I wish you could go on. Danae, you are incredibly brave and such a great example. It honestly, I'll try not to get teary right back to you, but it made me so happy because this is what we do for people. The fact that you got to be there with Beckett, no strings attached, and that your mom got to be there for no strings attached, and that everything was taken care of. You didn't have to ask for sick time. You didn't have to worry about things. Everyone was taken care of. And your business grew last month through that process. Is exactly what we do for people.
Yeah, huge comfort that I could sit in the hospital and be present with my son and be out of state for almost 3 weeks with my whole family and take my business with me. And all of my clients, can I say just one more thing? One of my clients reached out to me and said, oh my gosh, Danae, if you can navigate surgeries and your son missing flesh from his face, the least that I can do as your client is stay on program and make healthy choices of what I put in my mouth. And so that piece of it, I was like, awesome, let's do this together.
Oh, that's so awesome. And you earned that too. You set yourself up for success. You really, you did. So it wasn't a surprise that this happened. Thank you for everything you shared today. Super awesome example. I'm so glad Beckett's doing so well.
Yeah. Me too.
All right. Hey, Don, do you want to bring on our last examples? Everyone wants some more of this. Are you guys enjoying hearing people's feedback? Type of one in the chat if you want a little bit more of this.
I love it. It's almost like we're Facebook Live. We don't have hearts and things. So 1 in the chat or 10 ones. Danae, that was incredible. And what you said there was something hit me. You said, as you're looking at your social calendar and you're tired and you're thinking, you're not sure what you want to go to or what you have the brain space for. I just want to say it was a birthday party that Brad and Ashley decided to go to 8 years ago is the only reason that I am here today, because they went when they were tired and honestly didn't feel like going, but there was someone that was placed on their heart and they wanted to go to be a light to that person. And that ended up finding Brian and I in their world. So that is powerful. And that just gave me goosebumps all the way down to my toes. So you guys, powerful things that we're sharing here. And I am honored and humbled and excited to bring on our next speaker, because Christy Schuster is someone who I've known since college. And you guys have, watched her growing over the last couple of years, but I'm not going to steal the story that she has to share, but it's powerful. And it's one of what's possible, because anybody, wherever you're at, can take what we have in our hands and with passion and a desire to help others and a little grit and consistency in there, do amazing things. And so, Christy, I just wanted for you to come on and share a little bit of your story and what's happened in the last couple of years, because, girl, a lot has changed.
Just a little.
Oh, and I just have quick. Fully integrated national director, 3rd month in a row, growing an amazing team, partnering with people, heart of gold, and really, really finding, truly seeing the best in others and allowing them to shine. So, Christy, all right, now I'll let you talk.
Well, thank you. And by the way, I have to say this right now. Setting my timer. Sorry. So I would. Well, first, rank, national director, integrated, okay, that's great. But really, I'm going to share a little bit of what that truly has meant for my family, and not just us, but a lot of other people on our team. So first, I just have to say that Don and Brad, Bill and I would not be here if it was not for your consistent, humble, continued mentorship, friendship, support, daily pouring into us. So thank you big time there. All right. So to share a little of my story, I really just have to go back to the beginning, because my transformation in my health really has carried into my business. So Donna and I were kind of joking about this yesterday. So I started our program for a diet, nothing else. Just knew I needed to lose 100 pounds, and I wanted the safest way to get that off. So that's what I did. And I knew I couldn't afford it. There was no way in heck I had the money for it. I was doing plasma for groceries already, and we were living paycheck to paycheck. So the day Dawn actually put my program in, our mortgage check bounced. And I was like, oh crap, what am I going to do? Okay, all right, well, it's ordered. Got to keep moving forward. So anyways, just paint the picture. I mean, we literally had no money at all, but find a way, make a way. And I figured out that in that first month, I could just keep doing plasma, and program was paid for, bills were getting paid, everything was good. But in those 7 months that really it took me to lose that weight, what I discovered was it was no longer about the weight. And as I was losing those layers physically, what was truly happening was breaking down those years of emotional layers of abuse and eating disorders. And through this program and the support, I finally learned what it was like to have someone truly care about you through that support and to be there for you. So, and obviously through our healthy habits, learn some healthy relationships around food and life and some new coping skills and all the above. So that carries me into, oh boy. Okay. So that carries me into national convention, right? So I had bought my coach kit and it literally sat under a pile of clothes for like 4 months because for whatever reason, I wasn't good enough. I wasn't worthy. Who would listen to me? I have no amazing story, like all of the above, right? So, and fear, I let fear creep in. So it just sat there and I kept walking by. Well, a few days before National Convention, I finally looked at it, and I kid you not, I got this voice that said, and it was loud and clear, and it said, get busy living or get busy dying. And I was like, what? No. And I walked by anyway. So this went on for a few days. So finally I was like, you know what do I have to lose? Get busy living now. So I did. So I booked my ticket for convention. If any of you on this call have not booked your tickets for convention and you want to grow in your business and you want to touch a lot of lives, get there. Meet with your business coach, do whatever it takes, but get to convention. So that's my word on that. Moving forward, came back from convention and literally just started helping people one at a time, falling in love with it. And really, as I was helping others, I was kind of like me, getting to see that transformation in someone where, yes, everyone starts, well, not everyone, but most people start on the physical journey. But as you're working on that physical journey, you're actually working through those emotional layers and really, truly learning and helping someone to learn to love themselves again. And that is what I fell in love with, is giving that self-worth back to somebody else. And so that just trickled on to why I do what I do. And now I have to say I am having so much fun with my team, and I am having a lot of fun doing life, living and helping others really create that balance back into their lives and finding the freedom to do the things that they want to do. So that's me. Thank you.
Christy, that was powerful. I'm seeing some tears on the line and there's clap. Christy, the incredible thing is that your journey led right into you learning that self-discovery of that love and worthiness and getting busy living. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. I wrote that at the top of my map that I have. But it goes to show that no matter where you're at or what is going on in your head, you can do anything when you take those concepts of what we can and can't do out of the picture. And you just embody that for your team. And you simply come alongside people and ask them if they knew they couldn't fail, what would they want to do? If you knew that nothing was holding you back, where would you go? I love that. Thank you, Christy. It's no wonder you're helping a lot of people. And thank you for sharing that. Brad, do we want to go into sharing the map next?
Yeah, let's do it. Well, I think everyone's got a little bit of a review of what's possible here and what we're doing. So let's move right into, that's what this call is all about. We had an incredible month last month. You heard Danae, you heard Kristen, you heard Tracy, you heard Abby before the call. There are things that you do that help set you up for success. Any single one of you guys can do these things. And if you guys are staying consistent with us, you can too. So yeah, Dawn, let's move into, I'm gonna have you talk about it, because I have no voice. Lori's in bed, she can't carry on the map. So for all the new coaches here that may be filling out their map for the first time and they're trying to get their feet underneath it, or just a review of what what you do, what Christy does, what the best of the best do, just give us a quick overview on what we should set up for our map. So, because first, real quick, let's see it. I can see a few people on my screen now. Who's got their map set up? Who's got it?
And for all the moms of young kids, where's the map? Where's the map?
The map.
Little Dora. Okay. All right. We will. And Christy, we got to go through the map with several of your partners yesterday, and it's so fun because now you've got me all fired up. Let's get busy living. Let's get busy filling out our maps and rocking June and touching people's lives, especially at the beginning, like Danae said. And it's just really powerful. So let me grab my slides here. So if you've got your map, grab it out.
Yeah, and just kind of a quick overview, because I'm sure some people, I mean, most of you guys, I got more maps on the 31st than I think I've ever gotten. It always increases every month. But a lot of people here, newer coaches, are like, what is it that Danae did that set her up so well? What is it that Christy does? Like, why is the map so important? So just kind of a quick overview would be really helpful for people. So some people came today to fill out their map. So just a quick overview of that stuff.
Yep, absolutely. And so I just want to say, if you're brand new and you're like, oh my gosh, I just barely got the map, and I haven't even printed it out yet. It's okay. Grab a blank piece of paper, jot some notes down. If you've got your map printed and all you've got on it is your name, that's okay. We're going to show you kind of where to get started, and have to give props to Brad. He did an amazing map training. So don't worry. Don't feel like you're, behind the 8 ball if you can't, catch it all this morning. We're going to go over an overview, but there's an amazing training that you can do step by step. But if you are, been around for a little while and, you've done your map a few times, make sure you've got it and send it to your mentor. The map is for you, but we can't help you unless we know what your goals are and we know where you're going and we know what you're excited to get busy doing living, right? So I'll screen share, but make sure you've got your map out in front of you and you've got a pen and just follow along, take some notes, and don't miss grabbing your mentor's hand and jumping on a Zoom and going over your map as you're kicking off the month. So many of you have already done it. I think we did like 8 or 10 of them yesterday and the day before. So that's awesome. But don't miss that very vital step. Okay. And you know what? It's okay. Even if you're like, you've done it a lot, grab your mentor and go over it again. All right. So let me screen share here so you guys can see this. All right, everybody see that? So the map is important, and really it's something that, it's our footprint of whose lives we're touching, okay? So it is a very powerful tool to keep everything that you're doing right in front of you, and you can carry it with you throughout the month. So that is the most amazing piece of having the map filled out and actually using it. Back in the day, Brad, I used to fill my map out and then I'd like put it away and file it. And for some reason I'd like pull it back out on the 15th and then pull it back out at the end of the month. Like it was this pretty thing that I would just fill out, feel accomplished, and put it there. But no, my map, oh my gosh, you guys should see last month's map. It's got like, my daughter got a hold of it. It's got stickers all over it. I've highlighted it. I mean, the map is used. It looks like this tattered little thing at the end of the month, but you know what? It's been well loved. And I know that by doing that, the people and the lives that it represents, they're also well loved. So it is a great overview of your business. It is a great structural tool to help you keep organized. For even some of us that maybe organization's not something we were naturally blessed with. And it gives you simple talking points to share where you're at now and where you're going. So it clearly sets direction, and that can be very helpful. It's an awesome tool to track your month and to plan your month. So pull it out. And it's also because our whole point here and our goal is to help you learn how to run really high frontline volume, which is how to touch a lot of lives. And the people that were on with me yesterday heard me call it a dream catcher many, many times, but it's to catch your dreams, to write them down, to write down the lives you're touching, to write down the lives that have been laid on your heart, like Danae said, that you're about to touch. And it's a way for you to keep track of those rising stars that are your brand new coaches, assisting them to senior coach, and assisting those that are about to join us in our health coaching family, and really keep laser focused on where it is that you want to go. Because like Christy said, we're going to get busy living. And this is how we do it. So first place we start is at the bottom. Okay, so grab your map. Make sure that that bottom part is filled out really well, because current reality, it's like literally if you were going on a road trip and you got on the highway, you've got to know where you're starting from before you can figure out where you're going. So get your map out and fill that out. What was your current reality this month? You can go into your back office and you can look at the upper right-hand corner and click the little back arrow, and that will show you exactly where you finished up last month, exactly where your frontline volume was, what your rank was. You can go and you write down how many new lives did you touch last month? How many new clients did you have? If you've got coaches on your team and you're growing, what was your group volume? But write all those things down, even every little line over to the right. How many new health coaches came onto your team? How many people went senior coach? All of those lines are there for a reason, and they're important. And so write them down. And if you don't fully understand all of those, hey, that's okay. It took me a while to understand it all. Grab your mentor and go over it. But don't leave it blank. And I love what Tracy was sharing. There's the black and the white, and then there's the gray. Well, this is where you get to be a little black and white on your map. You actually get to fill in all the little lines. So fill that out. And the next space is at the top. And that's my favorite space, one of my favorite spaces, because that's where you get to write down your goals and your vision. And that's what you want to create. And I oftentimes put, my little healthy body goal up there too. But it's really, what do you want to see at the end of this month? When you lay your head down on your pillow on the 30th or 31st, what do you want to accomplish? If you knew there was nothing holding you back and you couldn't fail, and it's okay to go ahead and put your next vision goal on there too, right? So put your 30-day goals, and then also, what do you want to see happen in the next 3 to 6 months? Put that on there. Where do you want to land at the end of this month? And I love how Christy said, yeah, a rank is a rank. That's right. That's all fine and great. But it represents lives that you're touching. So what does that mean? And what does that represent for you? Go ahead and put down up there, what income goal do you have? That's important. I know sometimes we don't talk about the income as much, but oh my gosh, I got text messages after last month of one text message from a nurse, an ICU nurse, was like, I made like almost double health coaching as I did as a nurse last month. Huge celebration. And it's because, she put at the top of her map what her goals were. And so write that down, fill it out. How many new lives do you want to touch? How many clients do you want to help this month? And I love that Danae touched on this. Do you guys realize if you help 2 to 3 clients in the first 10 days of the month, you have already jumped up to that next promotion. You've already given yourselves an amazing raise. You've already kickstarted your month and done a lot of growing and helped those lives. So really pouring into the first 10 days of your month is huge, because, you can lay the foundation and the framework for the whole rest of the month and get a whole lot of work done in 10 days. And then have that free heart and brain space for the last part of the month, like Danae said, to be present for those people, to be present for those clients, and for those people who are excited and want to share it with people in their world. So fill that out fully. And then the next thing is, who is on your heart? Who is right there? Okay, this is where the nurse in me comes out, but that top 10 client candidate list, that's like my ICU. That's like, I triage those people. I put the people who are just about ready to get healthy on that list. And someone asked me the other day, well, how do you know who to put on that list? Because I've got a hundreds list that has lots and lots of names on it. And I just say the people who I know, it may be 1 or 2 touches away from actually getting started and ordering. The people who it may just take a good solid follow-up from me, a good solid phone call letting them know they're on my heart. And when they're ready, I'm ready. Because again, we're here for the people who are ready. And we get to follow up with a lot of people, be in conversation with a lot of people and assist them to take that next step in their health. So this is the space for the people who that next step, I'm pretty sure, is just getting started on a nutrition plan and getting dialed in. So that's who goes there. And man, that is always full on my map, always full. And what I love is I take a highlighter and I highlight when someone from that category moves up into my current clients, I highlight it. It is awesome to look back over past months' maps and see all of the highlighted names, because it's amazing when you put someone's name there and they're in front of your face and they're on your heart. You will be in their world more often. And because you're in their world, they will get healthy eventually. So there's that. And then if you've got coaches on your team, put them here. The senior coaches go here. So your brand new coaches, the people that you're running to senior coach, if you have someone who has reached senior coach and is manager or beyond and running for ED, I actually put them on the back of my map. But again, Brad goes into that in a little bit more detail in his training. But just know that if you have a team growing, to track your senior coaches there. And then of course here, our clients, the people that we are currently loving on and assisting. And there's a reason that we put their BSlim date. And I also put the amount of their orders. So the people who have full orders go on the front of my map, and the people who are maybe don't have full orders going through for whatever reason, they go on the back. And that just helps me know where they're at. It's up to me to know where they're at in their program and in their health journey. And it's also up to me to just know, oh my gosh, Susie's doing great. I've been chatting with her. She's moving forward, but I see that, you know, she's got an order going in for maybe $150. That's okay. I'm not going to talk to her about the amount of her order, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, I want to grab her and make sure she's okay. I want to know she's got a plan. I want to know what's going on. Is she happy? Where's she moving towards? What's going on? And, you know, I want to make sure that I'm really pouring in and asking those questions like Ashley shared on last week's call. Then the other will come out, if that makes sense. So it's very helpful for me to put all of that information on there. And then I highlight it as their order processes each month so that I know where I'm at. And it's really exciting just to see what comes with, you know, like when you're helping 18 to 20 people and you're at that executive director mark, you're making, you know, $1,900 to $2,300 a month. That's awesome. Like that just reinforces the power of what we do, because you guys, that's not hard. That is just being consistent and being in people's worlds and having fun and living out loud. But that's the power of what we have. And our clients can do that too. Like they can become coaches and have this amazing power in their hands to change their lives, like the stories we just heard. So it's just awesome to see on this map what's actually possible and what it represents. So, and then at the top are just, you know, the points. So again, Brad did a great video and a great overview of, you know, how to kind of go step by step and fill out your map. But I just want to end with one more really awesome piece in that lower right-hand corner. Those are there. Those are our recommended, and they're daily high leverage activities. But you know what? They're what we do. They're what we've been talking about. Leading with our health first, just living out loud, being out there in front of people, making authentic connections and conversations with people and staying in relationship, and not forgetting to actually put the time in, like touching our business every day. It doesn't take massive amounts of time, but it takes consistent little chunks of time every day to see progress there, and just really following up with those very simple action steps. Anyways, Brad, I'll turn it back over to you, but I just wanted to touch on the map and overview a little bit of what's possible. And so grab it, fill it out, go into your B-Slim report, pull those B-Slims. Brad's overview goes over how to do that. But just know that wherever you're at, this is what I don't even know what the day is. Occupational hazard. Is it the 3rd? Basically, it is so early in the month. So even if you don't have it filled out, grab it. Take 20 minutes, fill it out. You will be amazed at what's possible when you do.
Yep, exactly. No, you're spot on there. So good review for everyone that does it so well and what we're looking for on it. Good questions from people that are brand new, like Sunny is brand new senior coach. She's like, where do I get the map? I want the map. So great layout and why you do it. And Christy, Danae, Tracy, you guys all gave really good examples of why you do this. So I'm excited to introduce the last person here who also has no voice. We'll see how good it is. My wife, Ashley, is really good at helping organize the binder. So once you now have, so from this last month, and all you new coaches, now you have a lot of well-being trackers filled out. How do you organize it and keep coaching simple? When we started this, we talked about doing this in 8 to 12 hours a week. You give us 8 to 12 hours a week, we can help you build a rock-solid business, and probably an even less. So Ashley, you are like the mom of moms. You like do it all, and you do it all in like with style, and you're so organized to show people how to do the binders like a champ. If you can talk. Ashley, you there?
Can you hear me?
Yep, there you go.
Okay. I didn't know what it was going to sound like. I haven't talked since yesterday. So, anyways, sorry. I'll try. It's funny you said with style, because like the last thing me personally worrying about is style in my binder. Like I couldn't care less. So, so it's not, if you're an artist, you'll be like, that's a drab binder. But if you want to make yours pretty, you go for it. So yeah, that made me laugh. Oh, Brad, what do you want me to talk about? Okay, let's see. Want me just to show it to you? Denise has hers. Hers is really pretty. She didn't have to change that logo though. I know. Here's mine. There's nothing to it. It's just a binder. It's like still has the stickers on it. I don't even care. It goes with me everywhere. I want it to be indestructible. I do have a kid. He does spill coffee on it. I don't care. It has to go everywhere. It gets thrown in the car. I do all my work. I do all my client check-ins. So let me tell you how my schedule works. On Mondays, I go drop him off at preschool or whatever at between like 8:30. I drive to my favorite coffee shop. I set up my computer and I set up my binder. That's why I just have a bag with my binder, a computer, a highlighter, a pen, and a stapler. That's it. I don't have to bring anything else. That's my whole office. So I just haul that into a coffee shop and set up. Okay, so then from there, the first thing I do is I take out my map. If I haven't filled out my map for a new month, or it's the end of the month and I'm setting it up for the next month or whatever, I just fill out my map. That's before I call any of my clients. If my map's already been set up, then the first thing I'm going to do is pull up my office in motion, and I'm going to run an orders report. And if that's foreign, just write it down and ask your mentor what I'm talking about. And let me show you 1 second. And I take my map, excuse me, sorry guys. And I just highlight who ordered since the last time I pulled my orders report. So I just do it every Monday. So 2 things about that. It helps me make sure like it's in front of me, so that like awareness of my business is right there in front of me at least once a week. I can always count on that. And then also I do have some people, I've been doing this for a while, and I have some people who just randomly out of nowhere come back. And sometimes I don't see that, like, for whatever reason, it's not on my mind when I see an email of an order come through. So instead of like accidentally letting someone slip through the cracks or a lead slip through the cracks, I'm going to catch it, like, because I only go, a week apart between updating this. So I don't miss anybody. Okay, so that's that. So where I put my map is just like, here's my binder, and I just put it right here. That's it. All my old maps, I put like in the binder, I just put them all in order in the back. Like it's a stack of maps, old maps. They all go right here. So I just saved those. Yeah. So it's not like anything fancy. I just want to show you like how to keep it simple. Then the next part right behind my map is going to be my kind of like those people Dawn was talking about that go like my, this like list right here, this top 10 candidates list, client candidates list, their well-being trackers go right behind my map, right in the front. I want them right in front of my face because like Dawn said, they're right, like if they're in front of my face, they're at the top of my mind. So these people are about to get started. I need their well-being trackers right in front of me. So like this is a call I did yesterday. This is a call I did on the 30th. And also that's the other thing. I need to follow up with them. So one of these girls was like, I needed, this sounds great, but I need to talk to my husband and I'll get back to you. And I was like, okay, great. If I don't hear back from you, do you want me to give you a call in a couple days to check in? She's like, yeah, if I don't have that in front of me, this just is not going to happen. So that's easy. I just put it right here. And then here's a girl that ordered, but her order arrives Sunday, or no, today, I guess. So I need her on the front of my mind too, because we're getting her started. So that's where they go. Hang on, let me see if they have you guys don't have any questions. Okay, cool. Next step, section 2. I just put these in like a little plastic. See how simple this is? You just order a little plastic thingy. There's like nothing to this. And I just print these out of my Office in Motion. Section 2 is walking you through how to start a new client. So just like guidelines for reminding you how, and like send them a welcome email, ask them to take a before picture. So you like, it's so overwhelming when you're new. I'll always remember how it always felt like to be like, did I miss something? And then being so like, dang it, like feeling like you missed an opportunity. It's all right here. Just like, you don't have to think about it. Okay, so then next is it behind that section 2 little plastic thing. This is how I like to do it. You do it however you like to do it. I don't care how you do it. As long as it's organized and makes sense in your brain, that's really all that matters. Why? It does not serve you to do what makes sense in my brain, but does make sense to yours. So just keep that in mind, because I get a lot of people after these where they're like, well, but you said to do it like this, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you have nothing to prove to me. Do what works for you. So I'm just showing you what works for me. You do it your own way. So if you want to know what I'm doing, this is it. Like, do it however you want to do it. So for me, I just do days 1 through 4 tabs. Like this is just like, when your kids are buying their tabs for school, that's all this is. Like I just do 1, 2, 3, 4. And I move that well-being tracker through the days. That way I don't forget. Easy. And that kind of brings me to the well-being tracker. I wanted to show you something. So I have this client who has been my client. She's been ordering since 2010 or 11. Like if I looked back, I could figure it out. Like I wasn't that good at filling my well-being profiles in back then, but it doesn't matter. I still have her like original stuff. I have helped her lose weight after 3 kids. If I didn't have this organized, like this is how she and I, our relationship is so fresh. She and I have both like been through so much life in the past, 7 years. Like, it's all documented. I can look back on everything. So that's kind of my point, is like, if you know, like, you're kind of in this for the long haul, it's a great idea to just stay like simple and organized, because you too may have people that you are helping through the next 3 kids of weight loss. And you just want their stuff in front of you. It's so easy. But if I constantly had that dread, like, oh my gosh, I cannot remember anything about Mallory. Who even is this girl? Like, I don't remember any details. I don't remember where we started. I don't remember our history. That stresses me out. Like, I want my job to be full of, like, joy, not stress. And for me, that takes, like, Danae talked really well about this. That takes the black and white part to give you the flexibility and using your soft skills and your intuitive side on the gray side. But those things don't really matter if you don't have the black and white, like actual, Brad, what does Dr. I call it? You've got transactional and transformational. Like, I seriously think you earn transformational by being transactional. You don't get to transform anybody if you don't have your transactional side in place. And so that's from 8 years of like screwing around. I can tell you that. In my best coaching and my not as effective coaching, it's always paid off to just have my stuff together. And so, so I wanted to show you that. That's why we are so like about our well-being trackers. I can't even do a call without about well-being tracker. I wouldn't even know what to do. So there's that. Next category is your section 3. That's your active clients. And then again, plastic thingy. I just printed it out of the Office in Motion document library. And what this is walking you through is like guidelines during your weekly check-ins. Continue to record progress on tracker sheet. Just giving you some guidelines, right? That's what it says on that paper. And then here's how I like to organize it. Do it however you want, but I'll just show you what I do. I like to do time zones, because I found that if I didn't do time zones, somehow I'm on the West Coast, and my East Coasters, if I was doing calls in the evening or something, it would be like 8 o'clock at night when I'm calling them. And I'm like, why was I not just keeping this organized where they're in the front and I call them first and then I work my way across the time zones? I don't know. It took me a while, but there you go. So I do my Eastern, Central, Mountain, Pacific. So there's that. And that's where I put them. Like, they just go in there and that's where they live. And so when I'm doing my calls, I have a lot of time. So I'm just going to make this easy. Basically what I do is I take my map. Let me show you. So remember how I said I updated my map, so I highlighted who had ordered? I take this map, I make a black and white copy in my copy machine, and that's my checkoff list for my calls. So, I found this in the garbage. It was a little, excuse it for being crinkled, but this was my last week. So my black and white copy, and then I went through and I highlighted, like, okay, I called Geraldine, boom. Called Sadie, boom. I'm keeping track that I'm calling them in my binders, but for me, I need I need this to make sure like I'm staying on track, and then I keep all their notes in their binders. I have found if I don't do this, I somehow miss profiles. Like, it's weird. Like, here's what'll happen. Someone will call me back and I'll take the call, I'll flip to their profile, and then I forget where I left off. So if I just have this, I always know who I need to call and who I haven't called. I just highlight these on the black and white copy every week on my map to make sure, I called everybody. That's it. I don't really do much more than that. I have a separate little binder for people who haven't started yet. So it's full of well-being trackers that are tabbed, like A to Z tabs. I organize them by last name. They go in there. And then I have another binder for inactive clients, because this can get really full of inactive clients if you don't start pulling them out. And I start to pull them out if I haven't reached them in like a few months and I haven't heard anything and they haven't ordered in a few months. I'll do that like kind of like final, like I'm not cutting them off call, but just kind of that like, hey, if you need me, like, you know, the door's always open. I haven't heard from you. Like, but at some point I got to get those files out and go put them somewhere. So they go in an inactive file. That's it.
That's it. Simple, easy. I typed in the chat, Ash, you used to actually have very pretty binders. And since you become a mom, it's just all about the industrial binders. So
yeah, those pretty binders did not have the 3 rings that were actually like usable, and I needed ones that could, like the D ring. I love the D ring. They're easier to flip, and I just needed like an easy popper, and they tend to be a little more industrial.
So, one, Ashley, thank you for hopping on. We're both like done with allergies, so thanks for being tough. A lot of you guys actually don't know because we haven't really made a huge announcement, but most of you guys do know Ashley's pregnant, so she was just super tough for you this morning. Thank you, Ashley, for sharing such good tips. You run high frontline volume, and for those that don't know, she's the one that keeps it together around the house because she keeps me together, and I'm actually that person. If you're not an organized person, Ashley sits me down and makes me get organized. I couldn't do what I do, and she's right. It is so relieving to just get your ducks in a row. You can grow and you can handle more, and you can handle it with more finesse when you take the time to be organized. And actually, another brag on Ashley is that she shows up to her calls each week. She's very present, and she has great relationships with her clients because of this. And she consistently starts about a client a week. 8 years of doing this, and she's still starting clients a week. You guys have learned this from this last month. You guys can do that too. So Ashley, thanks for teaching us the simple way to do that. And we will post the link for all of you guys that are now putting your binders together. Now you see how simple it is. We'll post the link for the tabs with the call recording in there so you guys can download and print those out too. So, Dawn, let's wrap up. This is a great call. A little bit of raspy voice going on, but man, it has been such a fun month. And guys, I can't tell you how great it's been working with you all. Christy, Danae, Tracy, Abby, anyone who jumped on, everyone who shared this process. It's been a great month, and we're going to move into June and have a great month. We have a focus group that kicks off on Monday, and Dawn's going to give you one last tip real quick as we go on how to blow up your month at the beginning of the month and really start out with some momentum. So, Dawn, take us away.
I am. So yes, the focus group, you guys, it kicks off on Monday, and I'm really excited. One of the things that I've seen a lot of people doing and have been doing myself is inviting to that. And so I just wanted to share my screen with a few examples, but we have a really special window of time over this weekend to actually invite. And it's a rolling start, so nobody's like missed out if they jump in middle of next week or 2 weeks from now. But the focus group is a wonderful reason to reach out to someone. Let them know that you're thinking about them. Go back through, like Ashley said, go back through your binder and your map and make sure you're actually reaching out and not leaving any stone unturned. And like Danae said, really hitting the first part of your month strong. So I just wanted to share a few examples here of what I've been seeing. And I just pulled some random ones. Honestly, you guys, I went on Instagram and I went on Facebook and I saw, like, it was awesome. I'm seeing some incredible examples of how to just be present and invite. So Miss Candy Mitzel, your Facebook is always so fun, but I love that your cover photo is the focus group. I believe Amber Spencer, yours is the same. And then I just scrolled down your walls and there's really cool, fun, connecting, authentic, inviting people, right? And putting together a free 30-day health accountability focus group. Who would like support in June? How cool is that? I think that this, like, I put a post up like this, there were like 30 comments. People were like, I'm in, what's it all about? Where do I get it? And it, you know, so again, starting conversations, but a little tuning fork out there because You know, people are ready. Summer's around the corner, and they don't know what they don't know. They don't know the focus group exists unless we invite them. And the beautiful thing is they can invite their friends and family. It is value added, and it's for people who are excited, have health goals, and want to move forward with some structure, and want to learn. Because boom, Brad, Casey, you guys, I mean, seriously, so much knowledge being poured in over this next 30 days. Love that people are getting their body compositions done. Amber posted this, just got her bod pod done, 30-day focus group. I'm getting ready for you. How cool is that? Looking at people's Instagrams, you know, just putting it out there and inviting people, because again, people don't know what they don't know. So as we're wrapping up, Brad, just the announcement of that's kicking off on Monday. So if you haven't gone through and invited everybody, do a power hour this weekend, take the time, do it. You'll be glad you did. Your clients and your friends and family will be thankful that you let them know it's happening and that you're including them. And then we have some other events coming up, right, Brad? We've got the 10th here in Portland. And like Christy could not even piggyback on what you said any better than how you said it about convention. If you haven't thought about it, think about it. If you can come, grab your mentor's hand, make a plan to get there. But yeah, Brad, that's it. Just literally taking this time at the beginning of the month to get in action, connect with people, and we'll be really glad that you did.
Yeah. So like quick 3 things as we wrap up, Dawn, to piggyback on what you said is, yes, we have the focus group. Use this as a tool to get your branding out there, to get your word out there. Everyone wants to move their health forward. And here's a little secret, because you guys probably do this too. People wait to the last minute. It is the last minute. It starts on Monday. So send out some follow-ups. It takes extra touches with people. This is a great way to engage your clients. It's a great way to engage potential clients. And it's like the door's closing. Come join us. Either way, invite them into our community. A lot of you have done a great job with your discernment of people that aren't quite ready to just come join us. And a lot of you have taken that discernment to be like, well, what are you going to do for your nutrition plan? And turn that into someone starting their health journey. Ashley, you had a client that just like is not getting fat burning, and you're like, great, come watch Sunday's call, you're gonna get it. So using this as an engagement tool. And Dawn, another one I know you've been using is you've been taking and you plan to take the recordings and text them to your potential clients and your clients each week. So again, it's just going to be a recorded call posted on Sunday. Super simple. And we're just, guys, get this nominal idea. We're just going to focus on our health for 30 days and take our health to the next level. Nothing super fancy, but also for you guys as well, for you guys to learn about nutrition a little bit more as coaches and the amazingness of our program. Like, I got this message from Casey last night. He's like, I've read The Habits of Health like 25 times, and every time I read it again, it's even more awesome. I think he actually said freaking awesome because he loves it that much. So like, not the bad word, freaking, like awesome, or friggin', again, or whatever you type, the slang word of it. So come with us on Sunday. We're going to dive in a little bit more each week. And this is a great tool to engage your clients, to help them be more proud of what they're doing. The other thing is, yes, we have an event on the 10th in Portland, 17th in Long Beach, and National Convention is in 8 weeks. You guys, as a quick recap, we taught you everything you need to know about coffee and consistency and building your business. One of them, I have to tell you, is if you haven't gotten, 8th in Salt Lake City, and if you can go back in time, Florida was yesterday. But for those that don't have a time machine, guys, get to an event. Ashley and I went to an event on 3 days' notice, and we wouldn't have done coaching without it. If you don't go see the heart of this company, honestly, like, I wanted to bring this up in the heart of, like, one, yes, it's all coming up, but two, we showed you guys everything you need to know. You guys see the commonality of the people that are doing really well with coaching. Every single one of them puts convention as a priority or going to a local event as a priority. That's where you get the lifeblood and you get tapped into this. And it's just, I mean, Dawn, I remember you going to an event, you didn't even have like a registration, and you were like, you didn't even have a roommate. You went, and like you talked about Ashley and I going to that party. A lot of people wouldn't be here if you didn't go to that convention right there. Plus, there's good old Ashley's branding on people know when people's conventions are. And if you're not there, people don't take you seriously. Sorry to be that blunt, but sorry, not sorry. Like Ashley, like when I joke all the time, like, hey, this person's supposed to be really serious in what they do. Guess what? They're not serious enough to go to their own major event. People want to work with people that are passionate about what they do. So I'm going to get off my soapbox there. The last thing is, guys, it has been such a blessing and such an honor, and so awesome to be around people like yourselves that want to continue to grow every Saturday morning. We're done for this season, but we'll do another one. But we'll add a poll into the page. If you guys are thinking, we'd probably like to do just another call, very applicable to the end of the month around the 24th. So if you want that to happen, another copy and consistency, type 1 in the chat, but we'll also put a poll in the page. So if you guys want to see that, just go ahead and type that in there. I think I already see some ones popping in. But lastly, and most solidly, and most importantly, guys, let's go have fun this month. Do the actions, stay consistent. Those smile faces that you see, those great stories, they come from people that just stayed consistent. Every single one of you can do the same, and every one of you guys made gains in your business this month. So let's go have a phenomenal June. Let's take our health to the next level, and let's just keep learning and growing. See you guys all later. Thanks for the coffee. Thanks for the consistency, and thanks for the good times.
And thank you, Brad, and Ashley for showing up, even though you have raspy voice, and just thank you for pouring in to all of us. It's awesome. And I am so thankful you guys went to that first convention, because I wouldn't be here if you hadn't.
Yeah, it's good.